Okay, so you saw me take it apart, and I did not make a video of me soldering these things together. I guess it would have been a good idea because it does take a little bit of time to heat it up and get it to the temperature. And then of course you have your turbo torch, then you have your acetylene oxygen, right here, oxygen in the green and acetylene in the black. But they're two different systems. So you can see there's the torch right there with the gray handle. That's the turbo torch. And then you can see there's the handle for the oxygen and acetylene. This one is a little tricky in that you have to have your acetylene, which is the let me see, what is it, the red one. See the red line right here? This is red, and then this one here is black. So you have the red line here, or hose, and the black hose on this side. So you have to open up your acetylene just very little. If you're gonna figure out how high it's got to go, how fast, or how open this valve has to be by the number of times you have to turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it off, and eventually you're gonna see it's just a micro turn. Once this is on, then you get your oxygen on, and then on oxygen, same thing. You're gonna turn it off because you open it too close, too fast. So just open it slower the next time, switch it back on until you get that white little flame that's about an inch long. That the tip of that flame is the hottest part, so that's where you want to that's what you want to touch the metal per se, as far as the heat is concerned. Trying to keep my stuff out of the dirt, which is near impossible, but I also have a little knee pad here, so I'm not a professional kneeler. You can see there's green stuff on there on both sides, and that's a bubble testing device, basically dish soap, but it's super thick and it's neon, so it should be obvious something leaks. You can see how ugly this point is. And so they ended up using an elbow and all sorts of nonsense, but this pipe actually goes in like way in here, and then there's a huge gap, so I just backfilled it all. Now I've already opened the low side, so we have pressure. You can see we have pressure on this side, and what is our pressure? Pressure happens to be about 100, and it's also 100 on this side, so it's a little low. We're gonna need it to be a lot higher than that, but let's see what it does. Let's open up our valves basically all the way. Good thing is this valve doesn't leak. Oops, I just said that and then it does that. So hopefully that's the gist of the leak. And we'll put some PTF on the inside of the cap for this valve, and we'll shut it, and hopefully it does not leak out. We'll test it with the bubble, green bubble stuff. All right, cool. So every time I move it, it's leaking a little bit. You can hear some humming or buzzing because I've already got the thermostat on. I just haven't turned the power on yet. Jeez Louise, this thing's got to be turned a million times. Okay, let's leave it at that. So I'll just leave this here. This one is ready for this one. You can hear that it's wanting to leak. Like I said, we'll put some PTF on this and hopefully we don't lose too much. And I don't think it's leaking. Oops, there we go. You can see. It looked pretty good to me. So there, we should be able to turn this on, and our low side will drop in pressure and our high side will increase in pressure as the compressor sucks out of the low side, compresses it and pushes it into the high side. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, let's do this. There we go. So I'm gonna turn it on. You don't really need to see me turn it on. Here's the switch, and so I'm just gonna flip it up. I'll do that in a second. Oh gosh. Ready, 1, 2. The compressor is going, but the fan is not. So that's good. All right. Let's figure out what's going on with the fan. Fan's not working. you. But our compressor is getting great pressure. Oh yeah, this is hot as crap and this is ice cold. So I'm used to having the fan turn on. I hope the motor is not bad, but we'll have to figure out the wiring on it. And then you can see it's all dusty, we'll have to wash it off. But the compressor works, I'm excited about that. We'll have to put a little more refrigerant in it, but we're okay with that too. I did end up using this power pack, but supposedly it uses an 80 capacitor, an 80 microfarad capacitor, which not really sure if that's what it said. Oh, this is the one that did not say what it was. So I'm gonna have to look it up because I don't know what size capacitor this is supposed to use. So, all right, we'll look it up. And then you can see that tells you the pressure's 300 and 150. So we're not quite there yet, but let's get the fan on and going. There were these two wires here that happen to be connected to these bottom ports. Let me see. These two wires there. So the compressor's off. Let's go ahead and rewire those the way they were, and then we'll see if the fan works. The odd thing was that they were on this side of the relay. It doesn't make sense to me. So I disconnected them, not being sure if those were the main power lines that are coming from here, or if those wires ended up going up to the fan. So we're gonna figure it out. Let me make another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.